Welcome back to Central Valley Talk. I'm Mike Briggs. I'm here by myself. I'm clicking the buttons, making the machine work and stuff like that. And, we're at the end of the year, and I'm reviewing my year. I had a lot of ideas, things I wanted to accomplish. And come January, everybody's going to be reviewing their life and what they've accomplished, what they need to do, how they could get it done. And I just thought we'd kind of wrap up this year by bringing in an expert at intention. What do you call it? Words. I call it the power of decision. I like to decide stuff.
Yes, I call it setting an intention.
Setting an intention. Okay.
You can set an intention every single day. A lot of times, people will come and talk to me, and they'll say, "I just went to yoga, and they told me before class to set my intention, and I don't really know what that means. I don't know how to do that." And so I guess the first step is learning how to set an intention. And an intention is just basically a goal. And you can set your intention for the day. You can set your intention for the year. You could set your intention for a month, however long you want. But it's just a goal, something that you want to keep in your awareness and be really mindful of as you're going through your day or month or whatever, however long you're setting your intention for, to just keep that in your awareness so that you can make sure that you're always working towards it.
Do you need to say it out loud? Do you need to write it down?
You can do, my philosophy is everybody is different, and do whatever works for you. I like to repeat my intention in my head over and over again. Mm-hmm. Some people like to write it down and put it on a sticky and see it on their computer or on their wall so they can constantly be reminded of that. Some people keep a journal and they will make notes every day about how their intention is progressing or what they did that day to work towards their intention.
I've talked to people where I realize their daily prayers are just a recitation of their intention. So it's kind of been going on for hundreds or thousands of years.
Yes, prayers are an awesome way to set your intention and to kind of get the energy of your intention out there. And that's what you want to do, is you want to be thinking constantly about your intention. For example, if your intention is to be healthy or more active, you might have an intention that is, I love my healthy body, or I am active. But you also want to follow that up with some kind of action. So if maybe you're parking, you're not going to pick the very closest stall to the door. Maybe you pick one that's a little farther away so you can work on your intention.
A little more exercise.
You're getting a little more movement in your
intention.
Makes
you think about it. When you get the intention, it lets you think about it. So,
yes.
I told you this before we started. I kind of do this, but just kind of a fumbling through it. But you actually help people focus in on it. I'm going to tell you what I do is we have these talk shows. I like to get maybe 20 talk show guests a week.
Okay.
So here's my intention. I want 20 talk show guests a week. As soon as I say that, and I say it out loud, and I say it to the people who work here, all of a sudden a roadmap starts developing. Well, if you got 20, every 10 people you talk to, you get one. That means you need to talk to 200 people a week. It just sets out this roadmap for me.
Yes, it does.
But if I didn't lay out the intention, there would be no roadmap.
Correct. And the more you repeat your intention, the stronger that it gets, the higher the vibration gets of that intention. And you always want to make sure that when you talk about your intention or think about your intention, you're always doing it with the most positive mindset you can have. So you want to use only positive words like, oh, I will get 20 people, or
I see.
If I don't get 20 people, then I'm going to be, that's all negative. So you want to talk about your intention and always with positivity and even gratitude. So you might say, I'm so grateful for the 20 people who are going to come on my show this week.
I see.
And you're already setting that energy in motion and putting that out to the universe, that you're like it's already happened. Like, I'm so grateful it's already happened. So you want to give gratitude and give gratitude and love to your intention as if you already have it or if you've already accomplished it. So the energy of it is higher.
I see a whole different approach I'm going to take now. Get there as if you got it done. Yeah, thank goodness we're going to get those 20 guests this week. So
yes.
Now, I'll tell you this, sometimes I get 18, I don't feel like I failed. I feel like the guy who set no intention and they get 2 guests, they failed. I never fail if I fall a little short.
And that's part of life. You have to roll with it. So you set your goal for 20, you got 18, that's great.
I celebrate that.
The only person who can tell you that you failed something is you. You should be your own judge, your own guide.
I'm just kidding. And my
Well, I
mom.
don't know. Well, okay, and moms. You should be your own guide of your own success and your own failure. Who defines success for you? You do. Who defines failure for you? You do. A failure to me might be a success to you. So we're allowed to dictate what our own successes and failures will be.
So I've got this kind of philosophy. I don't know if they're flopping around doing it. It'd be good to have like a counselor. Would you call yourself a counselor or a consultant?
I do counseling, and I have a lot of people that come to me to talk to me about this. Actually, January 2nd, we are starting an intention program. It's 28 days. Super easy. You will get a text message and a voice recording from me of the text message, because some people like to read it, some people like to listen to it.
Yeah.
And every day for 28 days, how to work on your intention and how to fill it with love. If you are stumbling with it, or if there's a block, how we can get past that. And just a little community of working together to keep you for 28 days really, really focused on your intention, and see how much it changes and evolves and how it becomes
By staying focused on it.
even better than what you wanted.
Now, you say it could be a recording. How long would it be? Like a 20-minute thing or 4-hour thing a day?
No, 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
It's just a way to start your day in a positive way with your intention in mind. So, one day might be just repeating your intention to yourself 5 times,
Right.
3 times a day.
Now, would you say somebody whose life they're just chugging along and same thing happens every day, they're just not satisfied, with where they are those people that they're just not getting an intention, not identifying an intention?
Well, if they're happy like that, then great, that's fine. If they're unhappy, then we have to look at what is surrounding why they're unhappy. Are they using too much negativity in their intention? Are they asking for something that is, I am reluctant to say a flying car because I know that's coming, but, are they wanting to go on a ride in a flying car next week? Well, right now, as far as I'm aware, we don't have flying cars. Right. So we have to take a look at what is your intention, what are your goals, and how realistic is that?
And in my example, 20 guests a week, I'm not saying I'm going to get 100 guests a week, but you said something, how do you call it, a reasonable?
Correct. It has to be reasonable, because we don't want to, number one, set ourselves up for failure or set ourselves up for something that's just not possible.
Just not even possible, right?
It's not possible. So we want to make sure that our intentions are reasonable and that we can accomplish them and then grow from there. So
let me ask you this. Do they need to be specific? Like, can you just say, my intention for 2023 is just to have a better life?
Well, again, how do you want your life to be better? So if your intention for 2023 is to have a better life by moving to the beach, then, you can start your intention.
Needs to be a little narrowed down.
Yeah, narrow. It can start very broad, like being more active could be your intention to start with. And by the end of 2023, it could be run a marathon or do a CrossFit challenge or something like that.
But you got to set the intention.
But you have to start somewhere and set your intention. And keeping, the positive words in there and not getting frustrated and knowing that a lot of things don't happen right overnight. So it takes 21 to 28 days for something to become a habit. So if you get in the habit of repeating your daily mantra or thinking about your intention every day for the 21 to 28 days, by the time that's over, you're automatically doing it. You don't even really have to think about it anymore.
Now it's a habit. It's part of your life. Wow.
Now it's a habit.
Now, what about corporate, like corporation wants their sales staff to kind of get more focused on something? Would you go talk to a group like that?
Absolutely. Corporations are a great place to start because you can have a kind of a group intention. So, the sales group might say in 2023, we want to reach this goal. And you can start to see how the people in your group, once you get started, start responding to you or your positive attitude. You might leave a little sticky on everybody's computer one morning that says, we're going to crush it today, or whatever you want to put. And you'll start to see the morale raise. You'll start to see the vibration and the positivity raise. And you're going to see a camaraderie of, coming together to work together and complete the goal.
Now, let's talk about something that I don't understand at all, but I've heard you bring it up a couple times, and that's vibration and energy and Reiki.
Yes.
Biggest thing I've learned from you today is I do set my intentions. I approach it from the negative a lot. So I'm going to switch that around right away. But what about this whole vibration and energy thing? People who don't even understand it, maybe don't believe it, like me.
Okay. Everything, this is my personal belief, everything has energy. Our bodies have energy, the sky has energy, the ocean has energy, plants have energy, everything has energy. The higher the vibration of the energy is, the higher the frequency, the better it is.
Okay.
So that's using positive words, that's using maybe visualizations, maybe a meditation. The lower the vibration is, the harder it's going to be for you to accomplish that. So if you are constantly thinking negatively or using a lot of negative words, your vibration is going to go lower.
And you're sending that out to the people around you that you're hoping are going to help you get where you want to be.
Correct. So if you come into the office one day and you're negative about something that happened, watch your staff. Mm-hmm. The whole vibration, the whole attitude of the office changes when the boss is in a bad mood.
Yeah, or we're, oh boy, I'm low, my energy's low and acting low, and even if I don't tell them, so maybe just, hey, you guys, how's it going today? Let's get going. I'm so excited about this and this. And
yes, because your energy's higher. When your energy is high, it affects the people around you. When yours is low, it's going to affect it. So you might go to the grocery store when it's really busy and probably the checker had a rough long day because it's lots of holiday shopping. Give her a little high vibration, a positive thing for the day, like, you know what, you're doing a great job, thank you so much for helping me. And you can raise the vibration constantly all day long very easily just by saying something positive. So I have 4 kids, and in our house we don't use negative words. We're not, we try not to, but we don't say hate, we don't say can't, we don't say won't. Nothing is impossible. Right. So we try to always use a positive word or mantra to keep our vibration even in the house high. But
it's a conscious thing, and you can't be conscious of it if, like, I'm just being introduced to it, so I'm probably not doing that at all. I'm probably the downer, bringing everybody down all the time. So.
Well, I don't know about that, but you've always been pleasant when I talk to you.
Well, I believe when you say stuff. Like I said, what about people who doubt it? Well, you say, well, I believe this. Well, if you believe it, I'm believing it. That's an important thing. For some of you, you're positive, and you instill a thought in me that I believe it because you're so strongly positive about it.
Well, and the other thing is, and I tell this to all of my students or people who come and chat with me, is if you believe that something is going to work, the chances of it working are much higher than if you go into something believing it's not going to work. Right. If you don't believe something is going to work, if you don't believe that we have energy and we want to raise our vibration, that will never work for you because you don't believe that it's true. If you do believe that it's true, it will work for you.
Much bigger chance. Mm-hmm. Much bigger chance. I'm inspired, Cadee. How do people reach you? Who can talk to you? Who are you looking to contact you from our viewers?
Anybody who wants to contact me and talk about vibrations or their intentions. I actually am I have created and teach an intention program. It's been a couple years now, and it's a 28-day program. It's really, really inexpensive. It's $36, and it's a 28-day program that will take you 28 days. We'll go through, and I will teach you about how to set an intention, and if you're having blocks or things that you can't kind of get through, we can get through those. This particular meditation program is going to start January 2nd, and because it's for the new year, I'm also including a pre-recorded, just kind of a meditation that you can listen to throughout the program to remind you to keep your vibration high. And I've had everybody from high school kids to, much older people in my program. It's really suitable for everybody.
Good. Who should meditate?
Meditation is a difficult thing. There are a lot of people who believe that you to meditate, you must be in a meditative state. Again, my personal belief is I don't think that. I walk every evening and I let my mind go where it wants to go. And to me, that's a form of meditation. So meditation, to lay there and try to learn how to meditate, it's really hard. It's really hard to quiet the brain. But if you just kind of let your mind go where it wants to go, and the hardest part about meditation is your ego. Our ego is so tricky. Our ego wants to tell us what we want to hear. And our ego also doesn't like change, because you're great at what you do. Your ego wants you to keep doing that.
My ego tells me I'm always right, for
Correct.
example. Yeah.
You know, and so your ego doesn't want you to do anything else because you're not going to be great at it. It might take you a little while to learn how to do something new. So sometimes our ego keeps us from growing and going forward. So a lot of people, because meditation seems so hard, will let their ego tell them, oh, well, I can't quiet my brain, or I can't lay there for 15 minutes without moving, or I can't do this, or I can't do that. All negative things, all taking your vibration really low, saying that you can't meditate. You're never going to be able to, because you believe that you can't. But if you're able to quiet your ego,
right,
you will.
I love your example. You're out walking, so you're out of the house, you're away from the TV, away from the computer, away from the phones, away from the kids.
Yep.
You're just out there, and you could let your mind go. It's one way.
One way, yes. A lot of people, like the dark, quiet room and lay and, get all cozy and meditate. And that's fantastic, too. Deepak Chopra has an app where he does a lot of different meditations, and that's actually how I learned to meditate originally, was using that app. But now I like to go on a walk and just let my mind wander and see where it wants to go.
I'm going to go to, what's that highest _ logic? Instagram, base, what is that?
That is on Instagram.
Okay.
And when I was learning about a lot of people ask me about the name because it's a little bit funny. When I am an attorney, that's my day job. And when I was taking classes in spirituality and trying to figure out the whole idea of what's happening, I thought, but it doesn't make sense to me. And in my law job, everything depends on facts and logic and reason and what can I prove and where's the paperwork and all of that. So my brain is really, really used to doing something like that. Where you work in spirituality or anything like that, it's faith and trust and just believing that it will happen. So I was always asking my teacher, I don't understand. This doesn't make logical sense. And so when I graduated and kind of started doing this on my own, Highest Logic was the name that I settled on, because it's a logic that's a little bit higher than what I normally would be using.
Nice. So anybody could get their arms around this. It's hard for people just to do it on their own. You didn't do it on your own, really, right?
You can. Yeah, you can.
You had discovered, you listened to some recording, studied some different philosophies, and
you can do it on your own, but having a teacher or having a tribe or, a partner is always a wonderful thing. My cousin and I kind of are on this journey together, and she and I talk on the phone every morning about what we're looking forward to for the day, what things are troubling us, and just to get it out there and have a different perspective from someone else to say, that seems like, I understand why you're a little bit nervous about that. But if you look at it this way, it looks much different and it's not as scary. So it's always nice to have either a teacher or a friend or someone that you can talk to and kind of explore your ideas, because a lot of times when people are first starting to get into spirituality, they think they're crazy.
Yep.
Like, you're going to think I'm crazy if I tell you this.
My vibrations, etc. So.
And a lot of people will call me and they'll say, please don't think I'm crazy, but you're not crazy.
That's good. You know what? Take a look at this. It's amazing. I've stumbled into some of this. I've studied it a little bit, but it's so great to find somebody who's really got their hands on it, knows about it, and can kind of help you along. I call it a guide.
Yes. Yes.
You'd be a good guide. But starting at the beginning of the year, you're going to have the special thing going.
Yes, I am, and I'm going to ask you to join my program on me.
$36. You guys could join. Especially if it's on you, I'll join.
Yes, I'm going to have Mike's going to be in the program, so you guys can.
Yeah. We'll do it. We'll talk about it on the show over and over and over. We're way out of time. I could go on for hours. Anything else our viewers need to know?
No, if you have any questions, feel free to message me on Instagram. I'm a pretty quick responder, and I'm happy to answer whatever questions you might have.
If you didn't get the information down, call me. I'm going to keep at @highest_logic. I just learned that's underscore. So is it a dash? So come on, old man. It's an underscore. And I'll put you in touch with Katie. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
I'm thrilled that you came here. I've learned a lot.
Thank you.
We'll be back with more right after this.